Namaste, Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Namo Namaha, Jai Ganesha. Please visit our website at classicalyoga.org, and there is a donate button if you'd like to help us out. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. Parinamah, the wisdom of evolution. Back in the 1960s, there was a basically one-hit wonder written by Pat Upton. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. So think of the wisdom of this song. It's the understanding of the ongoing evolution of life. I love you more today than yesterday, and not as much as tomorrow. And the name of the group was Spiral Staircase. How profound. The spiral is the motion of creation itself, from the spiraling galaxies to the hurricane, to the tornado, to the whirlpool, to the cochlea inside of our ear. This is why Hindus revere Nagdevata, the snake, because the snake makes a snake-like move along the ground, a wave-like move, if you will, because this is the way the energies of life move initially, in waves, sound waves, light waves, heat waves, shivers up your body, the energy currents, the nadis. But the snake can also coil. When the energies get intense, we find the coil, which is the coiling, the spiraling that is life itself. Now, we also revere the Shiva Lingam in Hinduism, and the lingam represents the black hole, if you will, at the center of the spiral. Both are necessary to have a true spiral. You must have the activity on the outside and then the no-thingness at the center, the black hole. We all have one. Look at the center of our eye, the black hole. The spiraling of life, Hindus always understood as the wisdom of reincarnation, samsara. Looking at the various ages, from the Satyuga to the Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kala Yuga, and round we go, thousands and thousands of years in succession. If we look at the essentially wisdom of the avatar principle in the Vaishnava Sampradaya of Hinduism, we see evolution itself, from Vishnu taking on the form, quote-unquote, of the fish, Matsya, and then the turtle, Kurma, and then the boar, Varaha, and then the half-man, half-lion, Narasimha, and then the undeveloped human, if you will, Vamana, and then Parasuram, and then Ram, and then Krishna, and then the Buddha, simply representing the evolution that humanity goes through, that life goes through. This is the scientific wisdom of the spiral. And the spiral, which actually is the definition of to evolve, to spiral. This is the evolutionary process. And it's both a expansion and a contraction. The spiral both goes in and then throws out. So the spiral does both at the same time, simultaneously, centrifugal force pulling in towards the center, ultimately to the black hole, and centripetal force which goes outwards. The direction is everything. Let's look at a lighthouse. Maybe some of you have had the opportunity to climb up a lighthouse. How does one get to the top? Not by going laterally, but by going vertically through a spiral staircase. Next time you screw in an overhead light bulb, notice that you use a spiraling motion in a clockwise motion to get the light, the enlightenment. However, if you reverse the spiral and don't hold on, the bulb will break. So the direction is everything. Do we spiral up or do we spiral down? Just as in the Hindu Hatha Yoga asana, Trikona asana, the triangle can point up like a mountain, or it can go down, in a sense, digging a hole. So too with the spiral. And the spiral is beautifully portrayed within Hinduism. If you look at Mahadeva Shiva, his jata, his hair, is in a spiral on the top of his head, from which emanates the pure energy, which is Gangama, the inner Shakti, the Kundalini, if you will. Hindus also do something called pradakshina, where we spiral around 3 times and then bow. So by simply going around and gradually up and up, we get to the top of the lighthouse. What a wonderful analogy for the enlightened state. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. So we're not going around essentially in circles. We're going around in a spiral. If we were just circling around, we'd stay in one spot. Of course, the wisdom of the circles, as opposed to linear thinking. But with the spiral, we ever so incrementally, as we go round and round, are lifting ourselves up. This is basically practice in life, practicing anything again and again and again. In the Hindu Yoga Dharma, we say, dosa drista mahor mahuha. See your defects again and again and again. Practice, practice, practice. The Saiva Hindu Guru Patanjali says, Dirgha kala nairantarya satkara savito. Find yourself a true practice, satkara savito. And then do it for a long time, dirgha kala, uninterrupted, nairantarya. This is the way to success. This is evolution. Of course, there's the reverse, which is to de-evolve. So in this classic song from the 60s, it provides the inspiration. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. And it goes on to say every day is a new day. Is it not? Is not every day a birthday? Every day the beginning of a new year? And I think it's more than a coincidence that the writer of the song was named Upton. So the spiral staircase going up. And this classic song has been recorded by several artists, Diana Ross, for example, but recently Bruno Mars. And interesting, Bruno Mars started out as a homeless boy and worked himself up into being a mega star. And coincidentally, he also wrote a classic song, Uptown Funk, going up. Now, just like we can go up or down, funk can be cool, which Bruno Mars truly is the epitome of cool, or funky can be kind of nasty. So in life, the choices are up to us. Do we elevate ourselves? Do we go up? Or do we go down and suffer from deep depression? In a sense, we could look at our body as a lighthouse, as we ascend up to the third eye point, to the top of the lighthouse. And what is the purpose of a lighthouse? It sends out a light, a beacon, to bring ships safely into the harbor. In other words, it's a beacon of hope, a beacon of safety. Let's look at that word. We can be a beacon, a light shining to others due to our efforts and hard work, our spiraling up. Or we can go in the opposite direction and we can be a con, a deception, a con man, a con woman. Always want to get things quickly. This is really the hallmark of adolescence and or an adult immaturity or a bad person. They always want results quickly. Hence, stealing, drugs, prostitution. They want instant gratification. Think for a moment about today's so-called yoga teachers who, in 200 hours, pretend to be certified professional yogis. Nothing could be further from the truth. So let's look at the English con, or cone in Latin, with meaning with. Con used to be also equated with the word can as a verb, to try or to study. For example, concede is to do something, to yield, to contemplate, to concentrate, to conceive, to consider, to have concern, to be concise, to conclude, to have confidence, to be consistent, to be considerate. All positive, uptown spirals, if you will. This is cool. It's cool to go up. Con can also be an adjective meaning against. Now in the negative, this is being contrary, confused, conflicted, constipated, contentious, to have contempt. Life sometimes is a puzzle, a conundrum. And sometimes we just take the easy way out or the convenient way out. And we seek then to deceive. This is the con. A con game. It's an adjective. To conjure. Contrast this duality. Do we wish to be a beacon to others, or do we wish to be a con? Contrast literally means to stand against something. Contra, against. Stare, to stand. Contrast. This is life, to know which way to go. This, in Hinduism, we sing a bhajan to Shiva, Sada Lola Hara Namah Shivaya. The truth, Sada, of the swing, Lola, of life that destroys our ignorance as we choose which way to go. Contrast is life itself, the very duality that we're born into. In other words, all the choices are here. In other words, if everything were pure white, there'd be no contrast. If everything were pure black, there'd be no contrast. But black and white and everything in between creates the contrast that is life itself. As we all learn through trial and error, through making mistakes, hopefully not serious ones, we learn to control ourselves, to have a sense of inner and outer harmony or convergence. We may truly have a conversion of thought as we go deeper and deeper, up and in. This is actually the study of Kundalini Yoga in Hinduism, which is actually the outcome of living the Hindu yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle of this spiraling dance of karma yoga, Hindu ethics, bhakti yoga, Hindu devotion, raja yoga, Hindu contemplations, jnana yoga, Hindu study, outwardly and inwardly. As we keep this spiraling evolutionary process or disciplines going, we're lifting ourselves up and in, awakening the inner essence as we go up the chakras, if you will, from memory to reason, to willpower, to love, to purification, to spiritual perception, to the ongoing state of enlightenment. Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Visuddha, Ajna, Sahasvara. Step by step, pade pade, thread by thread, sutra by sutra. So we need to ask ourselves, do I want to be a beacon or do I want to enter into a con game? Take the words to heart. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. What a song of reality. What a song of hope and inspiration. Every day is a new day. Aja Atma Mahandruvaha. Great eternal is the Atmana. Birthless, deathless. The inner essence of Jyoti Shakti Ananda Shanti, love, light and energy, Om. This are we with this temporary body, emotions and mind. Join in this spiraling dance of life. Let us join hands and dance. Round and round we go, never stopping. Love is the only thing we know. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.